Brought on a night when you guys may not have been your sharpest as a team, as JJ just kind of mentioned. What do you attribute this win to?
Just find a way to win the game, no matter what. I mean, it's every game in the NBA is going to be challenging. That we knew after the losses they had against the Clippers that we was going to get their better shot, and so we was ready for that. And they played good ball. We played good ball at times. We could have been a lot sharper, but we took the win for sure.
What stood out to you about Austin's career high?
That was his career high? I mean, listen, he's been in big moments before, and he knows what to do, and we needed every bucket that he had tonight, but just the momentum and the way he was playing, it was just in a rhythm, so, we needed it from him.
You've seen in your time in this league, you've seen players go from good to really good, and like there's different steps you have to make as you kind of find your potential. I guess, where do you think Austin is in that process, and how, what is it like watching those steps?
He's in his process, and he's taking the opportunity and he's running with it, literally running with it. And I love every moment that he's given the opportunity to go out and showcase his talent. With the best players in the world, and he's showing every night that he belongs. It's a beautiful thing to see. That's it.
You said big picture, right? I mean, the win is it? That's what matters, and it's hard.
No, that's not it. But that's the most important. But it's not it.
What are, in your mind, tonight? Were there steps backwards in the other areas based on what you guys did in the second half against Miami?
Every game is its own. We can't base one game off the next. This league is too fragile to say, okay, well, let's pick out right where we left off second half of Miami. We can't do that. One, we out our best player on the team. We had, Trey's first minutes, he was put into a role where, he didn't even think he was going to even play tonight, and then he's the backup center getting minutes. So, everybody's roles had to just change. We were not the same team tonight as far as our lineup, as far as our whole, complete group as we were in the Miami game. So every game has its own factors, and you try to figure out how you can be the best that night. And obviously we were not the best tonight, but, that's what film is for. That's what things we can clean up to get better. For the next match. But now the Clippers is its own entity game, and we have to understand that and go from there.
You told us the other night after the Miami game that, understandably, you're feeling a little off from everything going on in the city. So many people in the city are. When you hit the three at the end of the first quarter and then kind of, motion to the crowd to kind of get in it and share that energy, are those ways to kind of build back the connection?
Sports in general is always ways to build back the chemistry, build back to connect the togetherness, bring back happiness. And I'm happy to be a part of this community and be able to bring that type of factor to it when we're going through what we're going through.
LeBron, it may seem like kind of an obvious question, but when let's say your teammate, in this case Austin, gets up ahead and you're in a trail, and at some point go for an alley-oop, what specific lane are you running? When are you deciding to jump? What are you looking for, and how does that play out? Well,
it's the passer's job, and me and AR have been in enough fast break situations where I think that's 2 games in a row. I think that's 2 games in a row where he's found me on the lob and transition, but AR know he could throw it anywhere. I can still go get it, even at, where I'm at in my career. I can go get it wherever he throws it, and he trusts me, so, and I trust AR, so it's just chemistry.
Have you been over to Intradome for a concert or anything?
I have not been there. Sunday would be my first time being there.
What do you think that's going to be like? And I guess what is for the Clippers? It's their own home.
No, it would be just like going to any new arena. It'd be the same as when Golden State moved from Oracle. It'd be the same when anybody else had a new arena. Who else had new arenas?
Everybody in here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but the Cleveland Cavs has not changed. We changed names. Yeah, Kings changed. Yeah, Kings. Yeah, this hasn't changed. Same here. Miami hasn't changed. So
last question.
It's the same. Won't be no different. All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, Bron.
48 hours from getting the phone call, and then all of a sudden there you are out playing.
Yeah, man. I got here yesterday around 12:45. Went straight to the doctor, did physicals. I met the guys this morning, actually. So I'm fresh out here in LA, man. So very excited, extremely blessed, man, just to be a Laker, man, be in the organization.
What was it like on the court? What stood out to you?
Just how amazing, the team is connected. I mean, we're struggling right now, but we figured it out. But those guys have a connection that's going to work out.
It was it was about a half hour before tip-off when we found out that Anthony Davis is a scratch. How did you find out, and what was it like to play a healthy amount of minutes your first time out?
I found out, 5 minutes before I went out there. But it's basketball, man. It's a blessing, you know. Get my feet wet, get it out the way. First game jitters, over with now. It's time to work.
This morning you talked about, being in the building, being around the guys and seeing the numbers, and you're witnessing your new teammates, Austin, LeBron, offensively. Just what did you make of their performances, and just what did it feel like to be a part of the team during those moments where they're just, getting their buckets the way they did?
Man, they played phenomenal. Austin with 38 and Bron with 29. It's kind of crazy just to see how, natural it is for them. They're elite scorers, elite basketball players, and I enjoyed watching it, and it was huge.
Okay, I got you. So, is it a surreal moment that when you're walking out? Can you kind of just describe, just the 24 hours, 48 hours of just kind of the transition?
Yeah, I was in my mom's house probably a little over 48 hours ago. Packing my bags like, damn, I'm going to LA, and just in shock. Like, damn, what should I pack? What should I, how many shoes should I bring? Just thinking, man, so excited. And when I got out there, I just was amazed. The fans, the cheering, the coaches. I was like, man, I'm really blessed to be in this opportunity. So.
Trey, 4 rebounds in about 14 minutes. This is a team that, could use a little additional help, I guess, on the glass. Just how does that part of your game kind of translate, right away to this group here? Yeah, man. 4 is low-key a bad number. I should have got at least 6 or 7. I missed a few out there. But, I'm not going to lie, man. My goal out here is just to be physical, do all the hard stuff and let the other guys do the easy stuff, man. Let them score the ball. I'll go set screens. I'll rebound the ball. I got to be better than I was tonight.
I think it was Williams that was really picking up Austin 94 feet almost for the whole game. That you set the screen on him, kind of laid him out. Could you take us through that play, and had you kind of noticed the pressure they were putting on Austin?
Yeah, so Austin was hot at that point. The goal is pretty much is not in a bad way, but to let them know, hey, I'm behind you, so it gives the guards fear. So they have to back up some, give Austin space. So I cracked them pretty well, but part of my job.
T, I feel like in this new era, we started hearing more stories about the transfer portal. At Clemson, you play 8 minutes, transfer to UAB, and now look at your journey, and you're playing for the Lakers. First team you played with was Birmingham too, which is your hometown, but now to be all the way here for the Lakers, how can you speak to doing that and not giving up on the process and now getting to a spot that you are now?
What's crazy, I did give up on the process. I was going to quit basketball, give it up, but I kept my faith in God. I had a long prayer one night, and God put on my heart that, hey, you're 6'10", 250. And I didn't make it that way for no reason, My mom is 6 foot, my dad's 6'4", so I should have been 6'6". But to be 6'10" at this size, God was like, go use it. So one night I just kept working and said, hey, it's going to work out sooner or later, and now I'm in L.A.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Gabe, Brooklyn came in missing some guys, and they had a tough game their last game. You've been around the league a long time. Do you expect though that they're going to bring that kind of extra effort and energy tonight, just as professionals? And how did you guys feel like you were able to match it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have guys sitting out, it's always somebody else's opportunity, and they're going to be geared up and ready to go. We came into this game wanting to build off of what we finished last game with that second half, and we kind of fell short of that, but it's always great to get a win.
You drew a charge, I think 2 steals, 2 blocks. Just the defensive side of the court. Where's your focus, and how do you feel like that contributed?
I'm just trying to that point of attack. Just try to keep my guy from just blowing by or getting into the paint with ease, and just trying to show some resistance, and just be there for my guys when they need my help.
Gabe, a career night for Austin. Just how important was that for you guys, especially offensively, in light of AD not being available?
Yeah, I mean, Austin's been great night in, night out. And it hasn't just been his scoring. It's been his facilitating. It's been his leadership, his voice. Even defensively, he's been good. So Austin's taking a leap. He's been carrying us a lot of load here.
How much of a luxury is that to have a guy, outside of obviously AD and LeBron, who can, you need him to distribute, he can give you that 14 assists the other night. You need him to score, he gives you 38, 2 nights later.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all known Austin's a really, really good player, and he's been playing at a very high level. So very grateful for him. Appreciate his effort tonight and nights prior, and we're going to rely on him as we move forward, I'm sure.
Gabe, you've kind of been a real steadying influence for the second unit, in recent weeks. Just kind of, I guess kind of what's your role kind of been like, and how much of it is you just kind of, finally getting back into game speed, I guess, after the injury stuff you went through last year?
Yeah, I mean, my role, I see it simply as just win games, help us win games. Some nights it might be purely defensive. Some nights I might be on the ball some more. Some nights I might be spotting up. But whatever the task is, I'm out there to help this ball club win games. So grateful to be healthy, grateful to be on the court, and just taking one game at a time. Appreciate y'all.
Austin, there are nights when things are clicking and the ball's popping, and I don't want to say easy, but it feels and looks smooth. Tonight, I think it was, JJ said that you and LeBron in the fourth just kind of had to will this to a win. What did it feel like out there? And I guess, yeah, just like, can you describe the place you went to early through the mid fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like we talked about on the way over here. Wasn't a pretty game. We didn't execute the way we, really needed to. But you have so many games, it's going to happen. And in those situations, you just got to figure out a way to win. You're not, like I said, playing the way you want to, playing up to your standards as a group. You just have to find a way to win, and we did that.
What was the kind of the emotion that you had or thought process you had seeing D'Angelo with a chance to win it in his return get back here?
Man, it looked good. Not good for us, but the ball looked good in the air. It wouldn't have been in that position if I didn't miss about 4 shots in a row. But, yeah, I've seen him make that shot a million times. Max played good defense, but, good defense can only, take you so far sometimes. And like I said, I've seen him make that shot. And fortunately, it didn't go in, so thank you. But, yeah, he played a hell of a game. Yeah.
You had your career high 38 points, but you'd already gotten your 38, got the ball in transition, you were running through, and you passed up the opportunity to get 40 to throw the lob back to LeBron for the dunk. Do you feel like that's emblematic of your game in some way? I feel like a lot of players would maybe take that opportunity to get those extra 2 points.
I had opportunities after that to get 40. I just didn't make them. But I'm not worried about the points. I'm worried about winning. I would say 95% of the time, if there's a situation like that, I'm going to throw the ball up to him. I've seen my whole life him catching lobs, him dunking. So to be the one throwing him the ball is still cool to me, especially at his age. Not saying he's old, but he's getting up there and he can still, jump way better than, most people ever can. So I don't really think it was a great pass, but to him, he don't miss many lobs.
Hey, also, on the big picture, where do you think you've made your biggest strides so far through the different twists and turns of the season?
I think it's really just staying the course and figuring out ways to help us be a better team. Like you said, there's so many ups and downs in this league. The scrutiny's high being a Laker. So the more you can, just stay, connected to the group and connected with each other is the most important thing for me. And to be honest, like I spoke to Dan this morning about, D'Lo really helped me with that when he got here, with him being through that, being drafted here, being a young player. He's seen everything that, I had been through or I was going through. So when he got here, he really taught me how to, not that the noise was affecting me, but to really just push that aside and worry about, the betterment of the team, how I can continue to grow and be better. So I feel like that's the main thing, is just really, continuing to grow as a leader. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of guys that talked about your leadership skills and how you've grown and evolved. What do you think? Where did you dig deep into to get from the slump that you were having to career high?
I just stayed the course. Basketball is basketball and golf are my safe place. I really enjoy both of those, but sometimes, when you aren't playing well, you can think about the things that you could be doing better, or that's with everything in life. And instead, just continuing to do what you were doing and just trusting the process of the work that I put in. And nothing's changed since I've been in the league. I'm in the gym, I'm getting extra shots. So I rely on that instead of letting that affect me. A couple of bad games, everybody has them. It's just like I said, it's what can I do in those games to even help us be successful. And to have a night like tonight, feels good. But the win, that's all that matters.
Austin, kind of a two-part question. One, I assume this will be your first look at Intuit Dome. Your whole career, when you've played the Clippers, you've used your same locker room. You've come to this office. What do you think it'll be like in terms of the rivalry for them to have their own space? And I guess secondly, they're going to throw, I'm sure, size, athleticism, toughness. Like, that's kind of what they do. What kind of game are you expecting from them defensively?
The first question. And I've heard that place is sick. I heard it's really cool. I obviously haven't been yet. I don't know. That's a great question. I haven't really thought about it. I think that Bron asked after the game, what the situation on us for arriving is, and I think that they got all that figured out. So I'll just have to ask somebody. But I think it'll be fun. Them getting their own space. And as far as how they play, they're a very physical defensive team that plays super hard. And then you got James Harden on the other side that is the engine of their offense. Norman Powell's honestly playing at all-star level, shooting the ball very well, I think he's averaging 24. So they're a really good team. We just had to go in there prepared. I think it was last year, maybe the year before, where I think the first time I got blitzed in the league was against the Clippers, and I came off the first ball screen and they blitzed me, and I was like, what the? I ain't never been blitzed in the league. So kind of threw me off, but I've seen a little bit of everything since then. So I'm just excited for the opportunity to go compete.
Last game after Miami, you talked about kind of your role, just creating for others. You had 14 assists. Obviously, at the end of December, you had a game with 16 assists. Tonight you have 38, career high. Can you talk about, from your perspective, when you're out there on the floor, just the ebbs and flows of kind of your role kind of shifting that tonight from having to score more versus create for others out there?
Yeah, I think one of my gifts is being able to fill out the game through the process of the game, and whatever that might be, to do that on that night. The other night against Miami, like you said, 14 assists. Rui had it going, Bron had it going, 80 always has it going, Max was shooting well, so Gabe played well. Everybody was, playing well, and, my thought process was getting them open looks. And then tonight, in the flow of the game, you kind of, or at least for me, you kind of feel what the game needs. And there in that fourth quarter, JJ wasn't happy on the sideline, as I'm sure y'all could guess, because we weren't playing well, so it was warranted. So, me and Bron had a conversation at the center court, just figure out a way to win the game. We know it hasn't been pretty. We know we've made a lot of mistakes, but a win in the win column doesn't matter if it's 1 or 60. It's a win, and that's all that matters. So for me tonight, it was, scoring and getting us there. But like I said, I feel like, that's one of my strengths is being able to read the game throughout the whole game.
Austin, Coach talked about process versus results, and you guys just living with certain results despite adversity. So what do you make of you guys having staying connected during adversity?
What are we doing to stay connected?
Yeah,
Is that what you're asking?
what do you make of you guys staying connected through adversity?
Yeah. I think that's what creates, really good teams, is going through, those down moments in the season and figuring out a way to, claw your way back to surface and get wins. There's, honestly, there's probably for every team in the NBA almost, there's a lot of situations in the league where you feel like you're not going to get out of it. But like I said, that's when you got to be connected the most and trust, what the coaches are saying. Regardless of if people are making shots, if people are missing shots, you got to stay the course of, making the right play. Because at the end of the day, if you make the right play and you don't make the shot, you can live with those situations. It's when you don't make the right play, things can get frustrating. So it's all about, playing the game the right way, making the extra pass. And I feel like we did a little bit of that tonight. We just didn't make shots. And, that's obviously frustrating. And it's honestly not hard to, go the other direction. But I feel like that's when you can tell a team's gelled is when you, continue to try to, get through those situations and just knowing when you do get through them that the grass is greener on the other side.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
JJ, what did you make of Austin's game overall, and especially the fourth quarter, and kind of finding ways to get shots to go in?
Thought both him and LeBron just willed us to win. We weren't very good tonight, and a little bit of that is the nature of their defense and just all the switching, and kind of just took us out of any sort of rhythm offensively. Thought we did a better job in the second half of getting to our follows and not letting the ball stick and trying to get some slips and some ghosts and all that stuff. And on the other end, I didn't think we were sharp at all defensively in the second half. There's too many lapses, too many non-contests. But a lot of credit to those two guys. I thought Gabe hit some big shots for us. Sub Max back in with about a minute to go, and he got a big stop at the end. Didn't allow any separation. Got a good contest. So, yeah.
Are you hoping to get AD back for the next game?
My assumption is yes. He went through his pregame and had some soreness in that foot, and out of an abundance of caution, we held him out tonight.
Along those lines, Dorian, is he a guy that you think will be available Sunday night for you, or is that still up in the air?
My assumption is he'll be available Sunday night.
The basketball is funny sometimes, and things just work out in weird ways. D'Angelo Russell, a player you guys traded away, has the ball, the chance to win the game. Just what does that moment feel like? I mean, does any of the strangeness of that? I know it's a blink, but like.
No, I just was more concerned with Max just being up and not allowing separation. I think the way they, we were ready to fire if we needed to. I think just the way the clock was going and how much, space there was over there, just felt like Max could get the job done on his own.
JJ, what did you think of Trey in his 15 minutes?
Yeah, he played hard. There's some coverage stuff that he wasn't very good in, but first day on the job, so we'll be patient with him.
Just in terms of AR's performance, with the context of the recent conversation you told us about that you had with him, trying to come out of that kind of struggles you've been having.
Sorry. At least it was basketball.
I'm glad it was
How important was his ability, his willingness, all of it to play that role for you guys tonight, especially with no AD?
Yeah, we need him to create offense for us, and a lot of it just because of the nature again of their defense wasn't necessarily creating for others tonight. The normal just pocket stuff and getting downhill and getting two to the ball. It was against a switching defense, and I thought we, as a staff, tried to get as much as we could control, meaning ATOs, dead ball situations, getting LeBron the ball, obviously, but then getting AR some off-ball looks, and the two big shots he hit in the fourth were off-ball looks. We ran some other stuff, and whether it was shooting a three or just getting into the paint and making some plays there, I thought he was really good at that.
Thanks, Coach.